welcome to UFO Day. Let's discuss conspiracy theories with Bookosmia. I'm so glad that you guys have all joined in today for this, what promises to be a really interesting conversation with all of our youngsters who, for some reason, love UFOs. Well, don't we all? So we are just going to wait for them to tune in. And while they tune in, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about us. Bookosmia is the leading creative platform for youngsters under 17s, and we help them, give them a platform to just come in and talk about whatever they like. And one of the things they seem to love absolutely is UFOs. I don't know what it is about unidentified flying objects and extraterrestrial visitors that holds such allure, not just to us, but all, probably to everyone in the world. Surveys show that a third of all Americans feel that alien spaceships are real. Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, in all of the films and literature that we see, we find aliens only landing in the US. Okay. Now, I don't know why that is so, but, that always seems to be the case. And do they exist or not? And when they land in, on Earth, how are they able to converse in English? Those are the questions we always seem to have. If they exist, why haven't they made contact with us yet? And if they don't exist, why do we have here so many reputed pilots and scientists who have claimed that they have seen a UFO? So that's what our discussion is going to be here about. We have some very talented youngsters who are going to be with us today and to discuss what they feel, their theories, their stories, everything from their mouth. Come on in, Nidhi. Nice to see you. And yeah, I was just talking about all the theories that all our youngsters seem to be filled with. And yeah, as before we invite all of them and ask them to speak, Nidhi, would you like to just start it off for us?
Yes, sure. Hi, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you on this exciting platform. I think audio rooms are something which is a mark of the future, and Bookosmia is very glad to have our own room here on this app. And as you can see, we have some very interesting and diverse set of topics every other day. So whether it's art or whether it's the latest news, or today, as we're talking about UFO Day, the idea is that we invite all of you, all the youngsters, to come and share what your views are. Usually, a lot of people do not give credit to young minds to talk about these things, but I think something which is as out there as UFO totally deserves a lot of creativity and imagination. And I'm very aware that all the kids who write for us on Bookosmia, there's a very large number which has wonderful and very intriguing stories about aliens and UFOs. So, eagerly looking forward to hearing all of those now. Yeah, Arshana?
All right, so we have a very exciting lineup today, and we'll start with Utsang, who's here. Utsang, who's joining us from Mumbai. He's 13 years old. Utsang, go ahead. I'm going to make you a speaker now, and you can just introduce yourself for us. Do accept the invite.
Hello,
Hi, Utsang. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Good evening.
I'm good too. Thank you so much for joining us, Utsang. Utsang, we want to hear from you. You've written about a story about aliens, am I
Hmm.
right? Can you tell us in a
Yeah.
couple of lines what that story is? Now, remember, do not give out
Um,
the end to us. And all of us at the chat, we will try to guess, okay, what the ending is.
so this story revolves around me, having fun, and then suddenly I get abducted by aliens. So that is where the story revolves. I would like to read a few lines to get a gist of it.
Sure, go ahead.
So, yeah, I'll go ahead. My eyes got latched on something green and big with black dots. I could see them every time the thing jumped. The war got louder and louder. A few inches later, the thing was on my feet. It was just a toy my brother got for his birthday. It's a big frog with a mic and beady eyes that nearly led to the climax of the story. I kicked the toy back into the field, and to my astonishment, I heard someone get hurt. So that's it.
Okay,
Oh,
very. Nidhi says that sounds like a riveting plot.
how did
And
you
so,
come up with that idea, Utsang?
Just imagining in the night, and it came to my head. It will be interesting.
Amazing.
loved it, Utsang. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Utsang, now since you've spoken about that, we have a question for you.
Yes.
Many people, like many pilots and scientists, have spoken about UFOs, but the government never talks anything about it. Why is it?
Hmm.
Are they trying
That's a
to
good
hide
question.
information from us? Go ahead, tell us.
I think that the government wants facts about aliens, and the pilots and scientists just work on sightings. But the government needs facts so that the public doesn't panic or fear about aliens. The government won't reveal if, even if they knew aliens were there, they still need a basic theory to prove that they are true. Yeah,
Wow. Okay, Utsang, thank you for that. And now I can see that a lot of you are joining in. Utsang just spoke about his very riveting plot about aliens. I invite all of you to use the chat box because we are here to discuss conspiracy theories. So let's have it on in the chat box. And the first thing I would like to ask you is, how many of you think that aliens are real, that they are here right now and they're watching it, or watching us? So put it on the chat. How many of you think they exist? Let's start with that. How many of you think they exist? Let's put it on the chat. All of your thoughts are really, really important to us. So put it on the chat and we will read them out as the event progresses. Thank you, Utsang, for those wonderful views and for sharing your story with us. It really was interesting to know how you think. And yeah, it's really good to hear all of you talk about such
thank you.
wonderful stories. Thank you, Utsang. Keep writing. And yeah, we will see you later.
Thank you.
Now, all right, I'm already getting the responses in the chat. So thank you guys. Rishit says, I don't think that they exist. And Gabriel says, no, they don't exist. It's an absolute blanket no. Okay, Advait, I've made you the speaker, so please accept the invite.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Advait.
Hello, ma'am. So, yes,
Advait Menon is 12 and he joins us from Chennai. Advait, do introduce yourself, please.
yes, ma'am. So, hello, everyone. I'm Advait Menon and I'm 12 years old. I come from Tamil Nadu and I study in 7th grade in NSN Memorial School.
Okay, thank you, Advait, for sharing that. Advait, you wrote a story called A Day with the Aliens. Would you like to tell us a few lines about that?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. My story revolves around a boy called Ray Jones, and he's exhausted after studying for so many hours, and he decides to take a walk. So he something catches his eye when he takes a stroll, and it's a streak in the sky. So the curiosity gets the better of him, and he decides to follow it. He gets abducted, and the aliens introduce one alien introduces himself as Twaki, and and the boy is treated to a variety of exotic dishes, and he gets to visit the aliens 5D theaters and many amusement parks, built-in amusement parks. And in the end, the boy gets feels homesick, and the alien sends him home. But when he wakes up and realizes that this all of this was a dream, and that's the end of the story.
Wow. Okay. So it's all a dream, is it? Or is it? I think that's the question we have to ask our youngsters here. Thank you for that, Advait.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I see over here that a few comments have come in. We have it from they exist and they see a schedule. Okay, Raghav, interesting. Utsang says, I'm amused by the thought, but we still don't have enough evidence. Okay, very scientific, Utsang. Um, and there is Nidhi with the story. Guys, if you guys are interested in the story about what Advait spoke about, do click that link. That's a fascinating story that you might want to read today. And Rishit says, yes, I have heard that scientists are trying to plant saplings on Mars. Okay, all right. Do you think the aliens are also having their eye on that? I think that is the question. Nishani is very clear. She says, I think aliens exist. Thank you, Nidhi, for that day with the alien story. Guys, remember that these stories are free for you to read on bookosmia.com. Do click on these links and do check out the stories. They make for absolutely fascinating reading. Thank you, Advait. Uh, we have a question though for you. You just spoken about your story, but if aliens exist, what do you think they
Yes,
would
ma'am.
think of us?
I think they may see us as intelligent creatures, but I think they are far more intelligent. So they may like see us like weaker beings. They may want to visit us, and I hope to learn about their technology, and I hope that humanity will continue with the help of aliens.
All right. Thank you, Advait. Very interesting what you spoke about. And thank you also for telling us about your wonderful story and what you think about. Uh,
If she joins
yeah,
back.
Nidhi, I had asked if you would like to share your thoughts on Advait's story.
Yeah, Advait's story is very interesting, and I think so is for all these kids because clearly they have not just just entertained one thought, but taken it into so much detail. And I urge everybody here to do check out the stories, the links we are sharing here. And a very interesting development recently is where NASA chief has announced that they will look into investigating UFOs. Because as is with a lot of popular culture, especially in the US, there is a lot of reported spotting, while a lot of scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson and all challenge it, the idea of how we think of UFOs. But it's very interesting because I think it's for the first time that a NASA chief has said that yeah, we try to just resolve it and come back with more details to people. So those are interesting trends all around, right? You may or may not believe it, but it's not something you can ignore. I think it's very interesting a concept for most people.
Thank you, Nidhi. It is absolutely interesting, like you correctly said. Uh, Thank you, Advait, for that lovely story. I have a quick question for you guys. I'm going to give you a couple of a description for a movie, and you can try to guess on chat what movie it is. Obviously, considering today's UFO day, and we're all going to talk about theories. Uh, it's going to be a movie based on aliens, but do guess. Let's try to see how many people get it right. And the question is, an alien is left behind on Earth and is saved by a young boy who decides to keep him hidden. What movie am I speaking about? All right, put it on the chat. It is a movie made in the US. I don't want to give more details on that. All right. Okay, I see that you guys don't need any
It would be interesting
prompts.
to see if this generation knows of it because it's
I
quite
know.
old. So, Advait, well done. I can see you
I
venturing a
Thank you,
know.
ma'am.
response.
I know. Same thing. All right. Thank you, Dvait. Always a pleasure listening to you. We have
Thank you.
Rishit here. Rishit, we have invited you as a speaker. So do accept the invite. We would love to hear from you now. Rishit Kedia, who's 9 and he's from Kolkata. And he's written a story called about two boys who spotted a UFO. We thought was a very interesting story. Rishit, it's an audio platform, so there will not be a video on it. Okay, you just have to speak. We have made you a speaker. You just have to accept the invite to become a speaker. All right. Once you accept that invite, you will be here as a speaker. Right. Well done. Hi, Rishit.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
Ma'am, I'm fine as usual.
As usual. We love that. When you're fine as usual, that is the best thing to be, right?
Yes.
So lovely to have you, Rishit. And do you believe in UFOs?
Ma'am, not really. I think it's the stuff of fantasy.
What? So many people are called UFO, is what is it called? Ufologists, whose entire life is based on finding these UFOs. So
Yes, ma'am.
you just
Um,
kind of crushed the thoughts of many, I guess.
yes, ma'am. I don't really think about these UFO things.
All right, wonderful. So, Rishit, can you tell us like one talent that the aliens may have? Because we always think of, when we think of aliens, we think of spaceships, we think of funky technology. But is there some talent you think they have?
Yes, ma'am. I think they're fast runners because in faraway planets which are not discovered probably by now, um, survival must be difficult and they need to escape from different fantasy creatures like giant spiders or something like that. And for that, they need to run fast. So I think running fast is one of the talents.
Wow. And if they run on Earth, would they be able to beat our Usain Bolt?
Ma'am, maybe not, maybe
Maybe
yes,
not. Humans
because
rock.
yes, ma'am, Earth is way much different from Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus. So,
Yeah. I'm just glad that the Earth still has it, because when they talk about aliens and all the sophisticated technology they have, it makes me feel if, humans really have what it matches up to them. But clearly, you are very optimistic about our achievements, and I'm very glad to hear that. Thank you very much. Lovely speaking
thank
with
you,
you, Rishit. Thank you for joining us today. And I hope you
thank you.
continue to write about aliens in whichever
Yes,
way you think of them.
yes,
Aishna, I think that is a great question. We can open up for everybody on the chat
Yeah,
also. In what way do
absolutely.
you think aliens are different from us, if they are there?
So that's what Nidhi says, and all of you, do put it on the chat what you feel their talents would be if, in case, they exist. So let's assume for the moment that they exist, because this is more fun. All right, thank you, Rishit. Lovely speaking to you. We now have Raghav Joshi, 10 from Delhi. Something interesting about Raghav is that he has written to us a lot about aliens. So I think that he's kind of a little bit like an expert on aliens. Raghav?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Raghav.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
So tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, ma'am. My name is Raghav and I study in class 7th and I live in Delhi and I study in Himalaya International School. And my hobby is to write about aliens. Mm,
That
and
is a hobby. I love that hobby. I've never heard anyone saying my hobby is writing about aliens. I've heard people saying I love to dance, I love to sing, I love to write. This we have heard for the first time. So I'm so very glad that we have you here, Raghav. Raghav, you had written to us a lovely story about an alien school. Am I right? Could you
yeah,
tell us a little bit about that?
okay, ma'am. I would like that all of the listeners should comment the last part of the story. Okay, so and the story starts with I woke up early and I planned to go to school earlier also. I had a problem in math, so I asked. So for asking my doubt, I went to staff room, and after going to staff room, there uh, I saw that there are no teachers. There were just aliens with same bags. So uh, So I planned that to tell to my friends, and I went back to my class. That's when I told my friends, and we all planned to troll all the teachers by playing an annoying and irritating music. That's we all when the teacher switched on the smart board, then a student went there and played an irritating music. That's when all of the teachers came inside our class. Now what they did, you should tell.
Okay. All the teachers, the kids were all in a mood to irritate their teachers, and the teachers came in. What do you think happened? Any conspiracy theories on the chat? Please do put it. We would love to hear from you. What you think happened next? Um,
Dance.
yeah, maybe they played a video for them. That's
No,
they
an
didn't.
irritating music.
Irritating music. Okay. All right. Anyone else has another option? What you think happened after that? Anything significant that happened? Remember, we are talking about UFOs. Okay, here's one. I think that UFOs landed in a flying saucer. What do you think of that theory, Raghav?
It's also nice. It's also very nice. I liked it.
Hmm.
But I put it something else in my story.
Okay, go ahead and reveal to us because we cannot stand
Oh.
the suspense.
That's when the all of the teachers became half alien and half teacher.
What?
They become,
Okay, and then?
and that's when that all captured in CCTV cameras, and principal reported an FIR against them, and then they were captured by police.
Wow, and I'm so very curious what they wrote in the FIR, considering there is no category for aliens. But
And
yeah, go ahead.
and the award went to police inspector instead of me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure that you would be compensated because nobody can tell this story the way you did, right? So that was a fantastic story, Raghav. Why do you write so much about aliens?
Cause I love about them. They all are so crazy. I also think that if they are really in this world, then how they look. Are they cute? Are they ugly? Are they small? Are they huge? Just like that.
We love that. Raghav, we have a question for you. Okay, suppose this really
Yeah.
happened to your school tomorrow. Okay, all of you people are irritating your teachers, and then all of a sudden, the teachers become half aliens. How would you feel, and would it make your online classes fun? Tell us.
I I bet you that most of the children would have scared off and left the meeting if it would be an online class, and uh, and it would be a little bit fun and a little bit spooky, scary, cause it would be sad to get new teachers and new teachers, a type of.
Okay. Thank you, Raghav. And yeah, we hope, I mean, this is a pretty interesting story, but we hope that doesn't come true. And Nidhi has actually popped in with a message saying, Rishit, you can share the link of your story here for the listeners. And this is for all of you guys. Whenever you come in and present your stories, if there's a story that you've written that's already there on bookosmia.com, please do come on in and drop it in the chat so that all of the lovely people here can read it and enjoy the story as well. Okay, thank you, Raghav, for that lovely story and that lovely uh, answer on why you write about aliens. We really, really enjoyed that.
I think Raghav, it's amazing, and if the aliens are out there and listening to you, they would be so flattered that so much of your mind space is going into thinking about them. So very, very well done. I enjoy your stories, and they have a consistent drift every time. It shows about how much you're interested
Thank
in
you,
this.
ma'am.
Well done.
Thank you, Raghav. Nishani, we have made you a speaker. Can you please accept invite? Meanwhile, here's another question for you guys on the chat a quiz as we continue. This is a Hindi movie in which a boy with a development disability accidentally contacts aliens through his father's computer. A cute little magic alien appears. Okay, what film am I speaking about? Wow, Raghav has already written the name of the character. Tell me the name of the movie. Okay, and put it in the chat. Nishani, we are not. Please do accept the invite. Meanwhile, I see Ibrahim is also here, so I'm gonna invite Ibrahim. The answers already coming in. So do put it on chat along with any other alien quizzes that you might have. Do put it, and we'll all try to answer that as well. Hi, Ibrahim.
Hi, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us. How are you, Ibrahim?
Fine.
So Ibrahim Abdul Kader is 10 and he joins us from Kolkata. Ibrahim wrote a very interesting story about discovering an alien aircraft behind his house. Tell us about it, Ibrahim.
One day, when I was going to the woods to collect apples, I heard a crash and saw smoke coming out. I walked towards the top of the mountain and saw a ring shaped aircraft. I saw a green peculiar shaped creature. He wore a green helmet and had four antennas. He also wore a grey suit which had many holes and had a big screen. His shoes were also very different as it was green and yellow and was beeping loudly. He slowly walked towards me, terrified. I was also terrified but felt sorry for him as he was lost. He shook hands with me and suddenly I heard chattering of people and saw the locals with sticks and policemen with guns. I quickly put my friend in the jute bag and started heading home. The locals had seen the smoke and my small quiver-looking friend through the binoculars. On my way home, one of the policemen felt suspicious and asked me to open the jute bag. Now you can see what happened next.
Okay, what do you guys think happened in this story? Please put it on chat. That's a very interesting story, Ibrahim. It made me think. How did you come up with the story?
I thought and it was, and then I came up with this story. I used some lines from my last story of the UFO.
All right, wonderful, Ibrahim. Thank you for that lovely story. And yeah, we'll wait for those on the chat to write in. And I'm sure people are actually thinking and wondering because it's really made them think. Nobody actually asks people what they would do if they find an alien craft behind their house. So you've actually made everyone think with your story. That's a job really good done.
Thank you.
Okay, Ibrahim, I think you can tell us what happens. I think all of us have a few theories in our mind and we probably are too shy to share. So go ahead and tell us.
And then the policeman asked me to open the jute bag, and suddenly one of the locals came and told the policeman that he had seen something. And then the policeman went with the locals, and me and my friend were relieved, and I quickly took my friend to my house.
Wow. Okay, there. And I can see on chat, Nidhi says she would run away from it. Okay, Nidhi, add me to that group. Advait says he would approach it cautiously. Rishit, we have received your story. All right. So thank you for that, Ibrahim. Very interesting story. And what if this was real? And, what if because we put this topic on UFO Day, the aliens are actually listening to us? You never know. What if they have adjusted their radio frequencies and now they're listening to us? Is there a message you would give them? Let's pretend they're listening. Go ahead, Ibrahim.
It don't have any message, but if they have heard it, then they know that we humans are very friendly.
Oh, Ibrahim, you're so sweet.
That's a
Giving
Thank you,
beautiful
ma'am.
I
message.
know. I just love that. I just love that. I think if everyone started thinking like that, that we are friendly and that when we meet someone that we don't know about, the first thing we can do is be friendly, rather than, act out in any other way. Nidhi, go ahead.
No, I agree. And I think the very amazing thing about this lot is that some are very passionate about UFOs and aliens, while others have a slightly offhand approach. But everybody's given that thought, and you can see the different angles from which they are coming. I think Raghav's story a little while back was very different, very exciting, and full of so much action. And Ibrahim brings such a different, sweet flavor to the whole premise of aliens and UFOs. So it's it's beautiful to cover all of that wide gamut. Right?
And so, dear UFOs, all of you aliens listening in today, we are a friendly race and we would like to welcome you. As they say, it's a Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So, yeah, come on in, just don't hurt us. All right. Thank you, Ibrahim. We loved your message. I think that's a great message to take for today. Lovely speaking with you. And we'll go to Nishani next. Nishani Kar, 13, who joins us from Kolkata. Hi, Nishani.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, Nishani. How are you?
Ma'am, I'm fine.
So, Nishani, you had written a story called Into the Unknown. Tell us a little bit
Yes,
about that.
ma'am. So, ma'am, the story basically it revolves around me, and it's summer, and I've went to my lake house. And after I reached there, I decided to explore the place a little bit, and then I reached the laundry room over there, and then I see that there's a portal in there, and it looks like a never ending passage, and it's really dark, and I am really confused about it, but I take the risk and I go in, and seconds later I'm in another dimension, and the whole place is filled with aliens and everything. And then I soon realize that they don't even speak my language, so it becomes really difficult for me to communicate with them. And then after that I get really exhausted and scared and everything, so I just decide to take a little bit of rest. And then the next time when I open my eyes, I am in a house, and then there's this unlikely creature in front of me, and who's trying, and I'm like really terrified of it, and then it's trying to calm me down and everything. And they, like, the creature tells me that they are in a lot of trouble and I can save them. And uh, I didn't agree at first because I thought that it is really risky. I can lose my life and everything. But then they say that if I help them, the door from which I came here will appear again and I can go back. So then I instantly agree. Then, so there's a war between two kingdoms going on, and one kingdom is fighting for the good, and the second one just like wants control. And if they win, then all of us will go into slavery and everything. So the war begins, and then I see that most of our people are dying. And I won't tell you the ending, obviously. I would like you all to guess it.
All right. Very interesting, Nishani. Portals
Thank you.
going in. Wow. I think that's something a lot of us are going to be thinking about today. It's a fascinating thought as well as a scary one. So thank you for that wonderful story, and all of those who are on the chat, do think about all these stories. Nidhi has actually put in the chat that any story ideas by under 16s, please send to sarah@bookosmia.com. For those who are joining us here at Bookosmia for the first time, we are a creative platform for under 17s, and we would love to read and publish your work. This is your platform, this is your voice in your words. So please go ahead and send that to us. Nishani, we loved your story. And what we are going to do is we are not going to reveal what happens uh, at the end. And instead, Nishani, you could just paste the link to your story on chat so that everyone's going to go into the story and read it and find out what happens on their own. All right. And I have a question for you. You spoke about, the portal and how, aliens and everyone needs help. Do you think that humans are ready to meet aliens? Do you think it'll happen?
Ma'am, I don't think that humans are ready to meet them, but I do think that it will happen like someday, not today or tomorrow, but in 100 or 1,000 years, it might happen.
All right. Thank you, Nishani. It was wonderful talking to you and getting your views as well. And all of you, I had asked you a question about a movie, and you are absolutely right. The answer is Koi Mil Gaya, which was given by Advait said Jadoo, and that is the name of the alien character. Jadoo is correct. Krish was the sequel. Koi Mil Gaya is the answer, which Nidhi, Rishit, Raghav, Samrit, all of them got it. I think Gabriel also got it. So, yeah, well done. That's a great answer. I have the next question out for you guys, and that question is, tell me the name of this movie. This is kind of old, so maybe you need your parents' help, okay? An alien race destroys the major cities of the world. However, a geek, a pilot, and the US president saves mankind on 4th of July. Okay, the emphasis being 4th of July. Do put on chat what you think the name of this movie is. All right. Okay, and now we'll go on to Gabriel. So, hi, Gabriel.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello,
Gabriel.
everyone.
Hi, Gabriel. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you for joining us. Gabriel Fernandez is 10 years old and he joins us from Ahmedabad, and he wrote a story called Encountering Aliens, and we want to hear all about it. So go ahead, Gabriel.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Fernandez. I study in grade 5 at Nirma Vidya Vihar. I love reading books. I love playing the keyboard. I love drawing. I love playing with motor mechanics and blocks. I have written a story named Aliens Land on Earth, which was published on Bookosmia.com. The story is about aliens attacking a city. But to fight them were three courageous children, Sonu, Pankaj, and Molly. The children found information about Phobos, the native planet of aliens. They then find how to defeat the aliens by throwing snowballs on the aliens. The three friends were praised by the three friends were praised by people for saving the city. So when you see a UFO, be ready with your snowballs. Thank you.
Nice, Gabriel. Very interesting. What do you guys think? Put it on chat. What do you think about Gabriel's wonderful story about encountering aliens? When you guys write in your thoughts and your appreciation and your words, they really mean a lot to our young writers who invest a lot of time and effort into writing their stories. They're brilliant, and we're really, really happy to watch them grow. With every story, we see the kind of imagination and the confidence they derive from, and it's really a beautiful process. I want to thank all of our young writers for joining in with such a beautiful display of stories that you've brought for us. Gabriel, we've spoken about this before, but if the aliens did come down, and let's assume they came down today, because obviously we did this very cool show about them. If they came down, what do you think they would look like?
I think that an alien looks like as if it has not taken bath for months.
Okay.
Aliens also have two long antennas on their heads and have 3 to 6 eyes. They also have different shapes. Some are like carrots or melons and even mushrooms. Most of them are orange in color. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow, that's so well thought through. I think Gabriel, you should totally take to humorous writing because you put so many smiles on our faces right now. Everyone who listened to you, I think, is very amused. That was wonderful. So well thought of too.
I
Thank
just
you.
I just love how the faces were orange and how they hadn't taken baths for days, and I don't know if they had a water crisis there, but for us humans, that is definitely a red signal for us to know that, oh, if you want to take a bath every day, do conserve water. So thank you, aliens, and thank you, Gabriel, for giving us that very important tidbit. We loved that. And Gabriel, I know you illustrate. So do draw them out for us and do send it across. We would love to see what they look like in your mind. Okay, and that goes out for all of you who joined us, those who have not written for us before, those who have written for us before. Do take these ideas and tell us what you feel. Make them into brand new stories. We just love everything that you do here, and this is a platform just for you. Thank you, Gabriel, for joining us. I'll give it back to Nidhi, and I say a big thank you to all of you who joined us today.
Thanks, everyone. Yes, totally agree with Archana. I loved absolutely the various angles that all of you brought to the idea of a UFO, from those that are menacing to those that are sweet, those that we can help. So amazing imagination out there. And yes, whether you have a story or a poem or an artwork or anything at all to share, do send it on Sarai Bookosmia. The email ID is in this chat. We are really looking forward to hearing your views on this, that, and everything else, right? So keep all of the inputs coming in. And thanks everybody for joining. This has been wonderful. Thank you.